Tom Hanks avoids quarantine. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from Yahoo Lifestyle regarding Tom Hanks avoiding hotel quarantine here in Australia. It really feels like there's a set of rules for the upper class and a different set of rules for the proletariat class. Doesn't it feel like it? Did you all see Nancy Pelosi getting her hair done, even though it was technically illegal? I mean, it really does seem like different sets of rules. What about that UK doctor who pretty much locked down the entire bloody country and then was caught flagrantly ignoring his own recommendations and having an affair? One rule for them, another rule for the rest of us. Well, welcome to the future, everyone. So, actually, I don't think it's the future. I just think these are casting light onto the life that we're all living. Tom Hanks avoids hotel quarantine in Queensland. So, is it because he's already had the illness? Maybe he's immune. Could that be why? Seems very unfair, doesn't it? It seems very... You've got Australians on the other side of the world that can't even get home to their own bloody country. And Hanksy here can get in and avoid any of the requirements that the rest of us have. Yeah, sure. That's fair. That's fair. Yep. Perfect. Bullshit. Tom Hanks has avoided hotel quarantine after landing in Queensland to resume filming on Baz Luhrmann's Elvis Presley biopic. The actor landed in a private jet on Tuesday night, but will not spend 2 weeks in mandatory quarantine. So I guess he's on the same level of AFL players, isn't it? Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk was questioned in Parliament about whether Tom had been forced to complete quarantine in a hotel and did not deny that he'd been granted an exemption and will be instead quarantined in a private residence. Oh, there you go. There you go. Why can't other people be quarantined in a private residence? Because we're just dumb proletarians, everyone. We can't think for ourselves. We can't even say for ourselves, you know. The government needs to take care of us. The government needs to rule over us. Welcome to Australia, everyone. Welcome to Australia. The industry plan for COVID in relation to the screen industry is a plan that has been approved. Just like there is a resource industry, just like there is for the agricultural industry, she said. But what about people that are, or that mother who was too afraid to go to Queensland-only hospitals? I really hope this Palaszczuk doesn't get in again. I really hope she doesn't. I'm terrified that she will. I think people will just vote for her out of habit. Let me know, Queenslanders. You know, I'll have to start doing some videos looking at the other options, the other parties. This is why we need an upper house here, guys, to keep these idiots in check. We don't have one here in Queensland. What's the point in having a political system if we only half do it? You know, this is one of the few times I advocate for an increase in government size. Under that plan, they have to stay in place for 2 weeks, just like everybody else. They all have random checks, as is my understanding by the police. I had discussions with Mayor Tom Tate to find out how we can have more production on the Gold Coast because other countries have shut down because of the pandemic. Ms. Palaszczuk said the film will bring more than 100 million and 900 jobs to the Gold Coast economy. I mean, that's the Gold Coast. There's a lot of filming happening there. I think even I had an agent to be an extra in something, and it was we were trying out for a war movie, and I was too buff, let's just say, too bulky. This is years ago, actually, to be a prisoner of war, because I wasn't skinny enough. So they said you could be one of the soldiers in the background, and I couldn't be bothered doing it. It just wasn't worth the money to be an extra. But I had a friend who did. I mean, he had nothing else on. He loved it. He loved all the catering, all the food. I mean, that's the Gold Coast, guys. The Queensland Premier has also been slammed for allowing 400 AFL players and officials into the state last Tuesday from coronavirus-riddled Victoria. I mean, it just seems insane. You know, if you're going to open up the borders, do it. Open them up properly so normal people can go about business. You obviously don't care. You obviously don't care. Do it. Come on. Due to strict border measures, Queensland residents returning from a declared COVID-19 hotspot or overseas are required to complete 2 weeks in hotel quarantine, and they have to pay for it themselves. However, some people are clearly being granted exemptions. It's because they're better than us, guys. They're better than us. Just shut up and do as you're told. That's it. That's it. You know, our glorious leaders. You know, our post-war teacher with no marriage or children. Yep, that's it. She definitely well suited to lead. Definitely, you know, life experience. Yeah, yep. How many businesses has she run? You know, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. I'm sick and tired of seeing teachers weasel their way into the Labour Party. It's just ludicrous. It really is. And look at our education system. I mean, come on, they're failing left, right, and centre in their competence. They're not doing well. They keep begging for more and more money and justifying it because think of the children, and we're just getting dumber outcomes over and over again. The kids are getting screwed. You know, we're using a 100-year-old approach to education that isn't working. In July, Danny Minogue was allowed to quarantine in a private Gold Coast residence for 14 days. Yeah, of course, because they're the different class of people. According to 7 News at the time, Queensland Chief Health Officer Janet Young said she has a COVID-safe plan, which is being managed by an independent third party. That's the reason she got that exemption. So if other people can afford to pay for a third party to monitor them, can we do it as well? No, they'll stick us in a hotel. It's classist, guys. It really is classist. It's showing you. We're not in a class-free society here in Australia. Don't let them trick you into thinking that. Not by any measure. There are a number of people who have come under that category. I've given an exemption to because they had third-party arrangements in place that I'm confident they meet all the requirements that we have in place in hotel quarantine. It's probably going to be better than hotel quarantine, actually. Look at the disaster that happened in Victoria. It's probably going to be better than hotel quarantine. I provide exemptions because I'm confident that... We've already read that. Tom and his wife Rita Wilson both tested positive for coronavirus while filming the biopic in Queensland in March. At the time, they underwent 14 days of self-isolation. So there we have it, everyone. There we have it. Do you think this will be a stain on baby killer Palaszczuk? What do you reckon? Do you think she'll get back in? Or do people just lap it all up, continue to vote for her? I mean, the opposition isn't really making waves. They don't seem to be trying to... Well, actually, their ability to advertise has been completely hamstrung by Palaszczuk. She's really made it dodgy. So, you know, property developers can't donate. Can't donate. Well, okay, cool. Stop unionists from donating. Do the same thing. Property developers. Some people hate them, sure. But they're business people. They're creating jobs. They may be fueling the bloody surge into housing and apartments, but the government is really pushing that. They can't donate. Just think about that. Welcome to Queensland, everyone, where the rich, wealthy, and the stars can get, you know, exemptions from the rules that all of us are placed in, where other people are afraid to go to our bloody hospitals because of what the Premier said, where AFL stars can get arrested for fighting in front of strip clubs. No quarantine. But then again, that to be all brutally honest, that is the Gold Coast experience, going to strip clubs and eating kebabs. I mean, that's the pinnacle of Gold Coast culture. And I can say that because I used to grow up on the Gold Coast. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Will you be voting for Palaszczuk? What other options are there? As always, take care. If you're a fan of the channel and want to support the content I create here, there's a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.